Hmm. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we're going to be not streaming, but we will be hosting a Premier First Division game tonight between rdM Gaming MajorPAIN and rdM.KOKierie. Currently, MajorPAIN is undefeated in the First Division, and we're hoping that tonight maybe his streak will be broken. I'll be your host, Andrew Penguin Z.A. Hodgkinson, and let's hope that it's actually going to be a really great game. As you guys know, the rules for the First and Premier Division is that decks have to be submitted. These cannot be changed at all during the DGL legs until the next resubmission of these actually occur. And yeah, the decks that they will be playing tonight is Yaku is going to be playing a bit of a mid-range shaman. His second game will be a mech mage, and his third deck that is actually submitted is Handlock, while Kiri has got Control Priest as his first deck, mid-range Paladin, and a mid-range Shaman for his third, meaning that our matchups will be Shaman versus Priest, Mage versus Paladin, and Handlock versus mid-range Shaman. From just the general meta and all, these matchups are pretty much very tight, possibly with the mech mage taking a little bit of a lead with the paladin. However, obviously this also depends on, luck of the draw and all. So yeah, let's just hope that we actually get a few good games out tonight. As we've said, we've got MajorPAIN, who is still undefeated in the First Division, top of the group, while Kiri is actually have no clue. Yeah, either way, Kiri at the moment is sitting third on the log with 6 games, 5 wins and 1 loss, where MajorPAIN is ahead with 7 games played and 1. He's got a win percentage of 87.5, while Kiri has got a win percentage of 68. So hopefully today brings by, maybe MajorPAIN's first loss. Maybe he continues with his undefeated streak at the moment. Either way, hoping that tonight's games will be insanely awesome. Also, you can find us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Redemption Gaming. We were previously known as Subversive Esports. So yeah, always looking for new people that can come around. Basically, what I can show you of the decks that will be played, the only real one I actually have to show you is a mech mage, which pretty much will have a very similar layout to this with the clockwork gnomes. Some people don't run the Dr. Boom, some people do. Some, there's different variations for it, but obviously the main thing being, with the Archmage coming out using the spare parts from the, your clockwork gnome, as well as the mechanical yeti, allowing you to get those fireball spams coming in. Yeah, basically swarm the field. Snow chuggers can be very deadly in the deck, especially if you're playing against somebody that's using weapons where you can attack. You can slow them down a hell of a lot. Prevent your opponent from trading off with your monsters. So it can cause some havoc. Obviously there's a lot of combos that happen with Mech Warper, coining turn 2 and summoning Clockwork Gnome, already getting a lot of field dominance. So Mech Mage can, if the draw is on their side, can get incredibly out of hand. So yeah, that matchup will be actually incredibly interesting. The Shaman or the mage and paladin. The warlock, the handlock versus the mid-range shaman. Handlock has also, there's several variations to it. However, general will be about this way. To obviously your two giants, Jiraxis. Some people might not, some people, or you'll generally see everybody run Jiraxis. There will sometimes the variations that are like a Black Knight or Dr. Boom, the Alexstrasza will be played. Again, it just varies to person. Some people run the dual Siphon Soul, while some people only run one and generally additional creature. For example, for myself, I run the Siphon Soul and the Black Knight. It just feels a lot better. You know, there's just another body on the field, which helps a lot. Some people run the dual Siphon Soul, obviously for the extra 3 health gain. With the introduction of DVD, the anti-kill bot has basically become a very good card in the handlock. It's given it a lot of power. Obviously the life tap can hurt eventually, but at least with the anti-kill bot, 10 mana for 16 health can help quite a lot as well. Most people running Big Game Hunter as well to get rid of your big creatures, like, you know, specifically Dr. Boom, the general giants, and of course anything that just eventually that can get a couple of boosts and become a little bit out of control. Handlocks will also run the 2 zombie Charles to help against the aggro decks. They become really good bodies to trade off with, and can slow down aggro decks really well. The 5 health that your opponent gets, it's very minuscule in the great scheme of things, but yeah, I'm just hoping that tonight's games are really good. Just finding out if the guys are ready to go. We'll be recording obviously from MajorPAIN's view. It will be at the bottom with Kierie being on the top side of the screen. So yeah, let's just hope that tonight's games are really good.
The light shall bring victory
for Doomhammer.
I know that Kierie's been playing his his priest a lot. He's really good with it. You see the mulligan there, so that MajorPAIN has now picked up the Azure Drake, the lightning storm as well, so he's gone for a little bit of early board clear. Gets into the Harrison Jones, where he would be a little bit useless because Priest doesn't run any weapons. Rockbite obviously to get rid of the cleric, turning off the 1 health, just to stop that draw. Kierie draws into Shadow Word Pain. Difficult play here. He plays with the Wild Pyromancer. Shaman, very standard, bringing out the totems. Pulls out the nice Stoneclaw. And there we go. A zombie chow, allowing Kierie to gain no health at all. Kierie decides to end his turn and not actually do anything. Very interesting play. MajorPAIN just summoning totem. Very normal play. Kierie's got a decision now as to whether he plays the Northside Cleric or not, or just waste 2 mana on healing himself. Possibly trying to build up a hand, maybe to pull a bit of a bluff. Again, Yaku just spamming the field with a couple of totems. Obviously, with the other ones that you have out, he won't be drawing another Stoneclaw. He's pulled out Northside Cleric, probably to combo up with the Injured Blade modder, Circle of Healing, so he gets to draw. and now it's back to a 4/7. He draws a really good, Cavill Shadow Priest. Drawing into Alokir can be very deadly, especially if you rock bite to him, or Bloodlust, or especially with the Flame Tongue Totem next to him. Obviously, with him having the Wind Fury and all. Play here, he might just play the Belcher or the Harrison Jones. Obviously, the Harrison Jones is probably a better idea, considering that it's not going to have much effectiveness at all in the deck. He decides to use the Shadow Word Death to get rid of the Harrison Jones. Start clearing the field, heals up his Cleric, and actually gets to draw a card as well from it, which is another Cavill Shadow Priest. Definite, most logical play is bringing out the Fire Elemental, killing the Cleric, obviously to stop all that draw. Draws into the Orchanite Soul Priest. Kiri playing the Shadow of Death to get rid of the creature, going for 5 for the face, healing himself back up to 30. As you can see, the first division players tend to play really fast and up paced nowadays. Dr. Balance making a very standard turn 7 play. Interesting to see what Kiri does here. Does he maybe take one of the boombots? This play is very tricky because he can go Holy Nova, but at the same time he wouldn't actually gain too much because the boombots will still hit after the effect of the healing.
I must consider.
Possibly thinking about taking one of the boombots. Yep, definitely the play that he was thinking of, crashing into the other boombot. Both dealing 1 damage, so yeah, just using 2 mana just to get it back up to 7. Or draws into the Hex, which will be a very good way to stop a lot of things. And the Priest deck, Feral Spirit coming out, the 2 additional turns, and he's playing the Azure Drake, obviously on the left hand side. As many people know, the totems as well as the wolves always spawn on the right. The Circle of Healing Orchanite Priest doing its general board clear, and just like that he's taken a lot of board control. However, he does still have the Lightning Storm, which does 2 to 3 damage, which could potentially clear his whole field. However, if he totems into a spell damage, it would have been a lot more problematic because it would have cleared the whole field, guaranteed. A lot of cards used to clear field, however both players have got very similar cards at the moment.
Let me change your mind.
Careful Shadow Priest to take control of the Zombie Chow. Power Word Shield into the Zombie Chow, giving him obviously just for the additional draw, making it a little bit more difficult for him to get the full health there. And again, just the 2 mana heal himself, theoretically. Slight misplay playing it to the right, however it's not too much of a problem. Hex coming out onto the 4/5, obviously making that 0/1 taunt, clearing it quite easily. Obviously the Azure Drake is actually very strong considering that it's immune to the Shadow Word Pains and Deaths. However, the beautiful Shrinkmeister gets rid of it, dropping its attack by 2, allowing it to become a little bit more lethal to the Shadow Word Pain. There we go. 5, obviously that Divine Shield allowing to get back up. Board cleared, 5-3 taunt with the Wind Fury, allowing him to attack twice, and clears field, gets his 5 health.
I have no time for games.
Play will be very interesting here. He's got the Earth Shock, which could obviously silence it so that Sylvanas doesn't actually get the effect of clearing it. Elemental. I feel the right play would be the Earth Shock. Get rid of the Sylvanas. Silencing it. Fire Elemental, dealing the 3 damage, clearing the field, allowing him to attack him in the face for 10. Very strong play. Kiri could go for full board clear. Or tempted full board clear. However, he now gets that Earth Elemental 8. Does save him from 2 damage essentially. Oh, the next second Rock Biter. Is he going to play the anti-kill bot to go straight back up to 30? The other thing is he could just play another totem, see what he gets. Plays totems right in his flame can attack as well. I think he's considering the anti-kill bot play, allowing him to increase a little bit of life. Back up, and I'm starting to think now that it may just be in the hands.
Well played.
And yeah, that's game. First game will be going to Major Pain because Kiri can't do too much about this. He's going to heal himself up a little bit. However, that's still 16 damage plus the flame tongue in his hand. There we go. That's 15. Yep, that's game. First game going to Major Pain. Obviously still looking very strong. So let's hope that, you know, Kiri can come back. The second game obviously being the Mage and Paladin now. Obviously this is now Major Pain's Mech Mage versus Kiri's mid-range Paladin deck. It'll be a very interesting matchup, I rate. The great thing now with the new spectator mode is that you don't have to always click every time to go into the people's games. It's instantly just hooked up. So as soon as they start, you go right in. Makes your streaming purposes a hell of a lot easier to deal with.
I will fight with honor.
You asked for it.
Kiri picking up the most better Quartermaster, Black Knight, and the shielded mini-bot. Major Pain got a bit of a choice here with the Clockwork, the Tinkertown Technician. He mulligans the Spider Tank that he had to fish out another Dr. Boom. Standard play to bring out the Clockwork Gnome out first. Kiri could go for the coin shield mini-bot play, which is probably probably the better choice out of the two that he could have done with that. Obviously, Major Pain could clear it, the field, with the ping and crashing the gnome in, which would be the more logical play. Pulls out the Ragnaros. Probably going to play the Reinforce, bring out a Silverhand Recruit. With the GVG coming out, the Mustafa battle has actually helped a lot, and then with the Quartermaster buff to it as well, has helped quite a lot. Obviously, Major just pings it, summons the Cogmaster. Obviously, with the mechs that he has in hand, it will allow him to get the additional 2 attack. Mustafa battle. the only real play that he did have. He'll take 1 to the face to reduce it to 1. Choices now. Plays the mechanical Yeti. Probably the more wiser one. And now the choices come in. Kiri obviously was missing out on a mana to possibly bring out another taunt. Possible play is the Iron Beak out to silence the mechanical Yeti to reduce him from getting those annoying spare part cards, which comboed with Archmage and Tordinus can start spamming out the fireballs, which can cause damage. He silences the Cockmaster instead. Summons another one. Takes out the Cockmaster, and obviously goes for the face with the three silver hand recruits. Question is now, does he play the Goblin Mage, or does he maybe bring a Tinkertown? Alright, Goblin Fire Mage. He has declared 2 of the minions, another 2 damage going towards him. Good trade-offs all round. Question is now, Sludge Belcher seems like the only logical play here. Possibly go straight for the face with everything, because he can't really trade off. He would... I don't know if I would have actually started to try and peg off the creatures, possibly maybe bringing them into consecration range. Well, there we go. He's actually brought it in range so that his Sludge Belcher could actually kill it if need be. Carrying on attacking with the weapon to obviously try and wait for the creatures with 1 health.
Something needs tinkering?
Very good spare part to pick up at this point. Wisest choice would probably be to attack, trade it off, bring out the other. Mech Warper, Snow Chugger. Very strong plays there by Yaku, who's taken control of the field. Quartermaster maybe just a turn too late. It would have helped a lot better when he still had the other silver hand recruits out, because he would have got max out of them. He would have had the 3/3 creatures on the field. However, probably would have taken a lot more damage to the face instead of having the Sludge Belcher. Choices now is whether to summon the Sludge Belcher or bring out the Quartermaster to at least buff up. However, I feel the most suitable play here would obviously be the Sludge Belcher. Try and stall it out a little bit more. But not looking too well at the moment for Kiri, considering his board presence and obviously what MajorPAIN still has in his hand.
Move quickly.
Can't do anything else for the turn. Go straight for the 1. However, the plays available now for Yaku is pretty strong. You could actually clear through the Belcher without actually taking too many casualties. So once you get the other spare part, obviously very strong plays, complete field dominance, consecration, clearing out the entire field. Big Game Hunter to take out Dr. Boom. Only taking 3 damage from the Boom bots. And Kiri seems to be a little bit stronger now with that. However, the Mechanical Yeti plus probably the Frostbolt as well. We'll see the field cleared again. And momentum swinging right around again. Question is, will we maybe see... Potential plays here is probably to either bring out the Black Knight and obviously just reinforce. We could go Dr. Boom. Maybe just take one to the face to clear out the Divine Shield. Or...
Let me think.
Yep, I think he's going for the Dr. Boom play. However, he's looking very dangerous considering the health that he's on. There's a Fireball. Kill the Dr. Boom, ping it, and probably will go for the face then now for 5. We'll trade off with them. But you gotta be a little careful because of a lot of things that can do. There's the 4 damage proc.
Well played.
Drawing the inequality, very good field clear with the consecration.
Thank you.
Went actually a little blank there for a moment. Clears the Ragnaros out, taking 8 to the face. A lot of things could go a little wrong here. I think possible plays, I need to ping him to the face, maybe summon the Goblin Blast Mage to get a body on the field. However, that could be cleared with the True Silver Champion. Attacking him, clearing the Blast Mage. He'll leave him on 12 health. But he already knows that a Fireball has been used, so there's only one. However, the Archmage Enterdinus could change that a lot. Obviously, enemy's turn, letting him go to 5. And it's and this will be game to Kierie, possibly. Yep, this will be game to Kierie. Very potentially, at least. Unable to attack. He could be stalling another turn. I think the wise play would obviously maybe attack, maybe just playing a little bit more conservatively, just considering what could still be drawn. And RNG takes him to the face. Game 2 to Kierie. So this will actually go to the blind picks. Games are now 1 apiece. The third game of the pre-games before blind picks will obviously be MajorPAIN's Warlock, which is his handlock, versus Kierie's mid-range Shaman. Probably one of the games I've been most looking forward to. Unfortunate draws there by MajorPAIN with his mech mage. Possibly lost a little bit of steam there at the end. I know some people do play these Drakes to try and help with that. Yeah, interesting hand here. Interesting hand by both players. Obviously the Mountain Giant will probably be kept. The Molten and Defender of Argus I would mulligan in my own personal, capacity. Kierie obviously getting the Hex, the Flame Tongue, the Nightcrawler, as well as the Fire Elemental. He just mulligans the Fire Elemental to get the Azure Drake. Obviously the draws into the Iron Beak, and Kierie draws into Dr. Boom, just ends his turn. Kierie, the typical plays is just the life tap to get through the deck, get onto a little bit lower house so that Molten Giants as well as the Mountain Giants come into play. Haunted Creeper brought out by Kierie. Obviously life tapping again just to get through the deck. piloted shredder drawn next. He's going to coin into the piloted shredder, which is a fairly strong play. However, it does become a little prone to the hellfire, but yet again, he's a very sticky minion. Are we going to see the first Molten Giant? We will be. There's the big game hunter. However, he does know that there's quite a few. So you're going to get rid of it now. Maybe he's possibly trying to rush him through, get him as low as possible, maybe beat him before we see the Moltens. Pleasure, you could either go for the Molten Giant out, or he could go for the Sludge Belcher. I think the Sludge Belcher was a much better call. That Yaku sees. Kierie drawn in for Kierie. Might see the Flame Tongue between the big game as well as the Haunted Creeper, allowing the big game just to trade off straight into it. The Creepers then to trade in, and the Pilot to shred it to the face. And we'll see a Totem definitely spawn using mana, get some more field presence. Aimbeak I'll probably just silence, and the Hellfire straight afterwards. All the minions are gone. 2 Haunted Creeps are still left though. Here's your Drake, just keeping the field full. There's the Rockbiter. We'll see the 2 Haunted Creepers attack the face. There's not out, leaving Major Pain on 11. I'm not too sure why turn maybe taking, possibly thinking about next turn potential items that could come out, which is obviously bringing into very close range of the Molten, only costing 1 mana then. He obviously picks up, he'll run to either kill him, but he still allows him to play the Mortal Coil, allows him to draw, getting rid of them, just to go through the deck a little bit. Siphon Soul giving him additional 3 life. Seven mana brings out Dr. Boom. Very strong. Bring him back down to 15. Obviously, only knowing that the Molten Giant will cost 5. And there's the Alexstrasza. And stated right in the early that that is a potential card that people do play. Potential plays here obviously be the Siphon Soul, maybe even Life Tap, or just the Ancient Watcher. Potential Taunt up next turn. We might see an Alakir here, just going again straight for the face. However, can be very deadly to the Black Knight. Might see everything to the face. I think Ragnaros possibly taking out the Ancient Watcher. RNG goes straight for the face, leaving him on 7. I think strong play here would probably be another Ancient Watcher and taunting them both up with the Defender. Could just see the Alexstrasza back up to 15. Might be the better play here. There's the Hex, getting rid of the Alexstrasza, allowing it just to be traded off easily into. Might we see the Defender of August between the 2 boom bots, forcing him to attack them, and also giving an extra 2 damage into them. Might be the better play here. And also just summoning another Totem. Yes, there we go, and it's another taunt. Very, very strong field here for Kierie. And RNG again goes for the face, leaving him on 3. And that would...
Well played. I thank you.
This will be game, because the Rockbiter, if the boombots don't boombots kill, oh, the RNG is so real. And game 2 goes to KOKierie. Very tight games. This is now going obviously into the blind pick, where any of the players can play any of the 3 decks that they played previously. So it'll be very interesting to see what these 2 players play now. I think we might see a potential Shaman for MajorPAIN and possibly another Shaman game, if not a Paladin. I don't think that Kiri will play his Priest again. However, he is a lot more comfortable on that class. Generally, when I've seen him, when I've gone to spectate, he is very often on that Priest. And it is a Paladin versus the Warlock.
With honor, your soul shall be mine.
Oh jeez, and there I go, start changing a whole bunch of other things that I don't need to change. This is obviously the Warlock versus the Paladin. Very standard plays by both of the starting hands that they do have. Nice gold Dark Bomb. We'll just see the Mortal Coil, seeing what he draws, potentially then coin into another life tap, just to get through the deck, get to the cards that he needs. And there's the Molten Giant. So as his life gets lower, the cost obviously for Molten becomes, and he can become quite a real threat. Just another 2 mana, summoning a Silver Hand Recruit, keeping cards in his hand. Draws into the shielded mini-bot. Might see that, and again just another shielded, and just another Silver Hand Recruit, with him taking 1 damage to the face. Potential players either the Twilight Drake or obviously the Molten Giant. Obviously Twilight Drake being a lot more logical, because next turn he'll still be able to play the Mountain Giant for 3. Piloted Shredder. Everything obviously again to the face. Sekiri is well aware of the Molten Giant threat. Potential players maybe some of the Giant. Defend of August, taunting them up, forcing him to now attack them. Very strong play. However, can also be quite potent to the field clear which he has now. I would say Black Knight maybe to get rid of the Giant first. He's going to clear it completely. Might have possibly maybe just played the attack into the other instead. However, either way, results probably still the same. Life tap just to see what else he can get into. Twilight Drake obviously going to be getting again the full 10 health. Trading off the shielded mini bot. I have potential moves here that Kiri could play. I'm wondering if he shouldn't. If he's going to play the Knife Juggler, possibly the Equality will be the better move first before summoning the Knife Juggler.
Put this apple on your head.
Maybe RNG to hopefully take out the. He's basically brought the Mountain Giant right into range. Molten Giant into range. Mountain Giant coming to play for the 3. Trade off into the Knife Juggler. Defender of August. Very strong player, allowing that he doesn't have another one. However, the equality plus the consecration is a very real threat now. Obviously, Kyrie's also still in full health, which does help his situation a lot more. Going for a true silver champion, taking out the Twilight Drake, and probably going to be summoning another silver hand recruit. Doesn't get the field up because can still potentially be traded into the defender. I've tapped obviously just to get further through the deck. Now he has Molten Giant to cost even less, and he can obviously summon the Watcher.
Put your faith in the light.
Tyrion, very strong, because even if he does Siphon Soul it or Black Knight, it does now potentially mean that he will still get the 5/3 weapon. And most handlocks don't run the Harrison Jones, so he knows that he'll have the 5 damage. Siphon Soul, getting rid of it might be a little bit of the sillier play, but maybe we might just see the Sylvanas to hopefully maybe take control of it. Other potential is obviously Black Knight to get rid of it. He'll have another minion on the field, which might be the better play if he wants to get rid of it. However, he's got to be very careful of that total board clear that he does have. Life tap into another Siphon Soul, which might be what he was aiming for. Obviously, Kiri taking 8 damage to the face. Very good draw into the big game hunter. And that is game to Kiri. Obviously the Hammer of Justice, Consecration dealing the 2 damage, and Kiri has been able to take the game tonight 3-1. Really, really, really well played by both players. Kiri coming out on top, able to stop MajorPAIN's win streak, meaning that MajorPAIN is probably still going to be first on the log because of the insane amount of points he has. However, Kiri will now move up into second with 7 games played, 6-1 and 1 loss, meaning that his points will go up to 25. Obviously then just 3 points separating him. Obviously his win rate will go up a little bit as well, maybe even pushing him a little bit of the lead of Vorpal Crusader. So yeah, all in all, really, really tight game, really well played by both players, and yeah, all in all, just a really good game. Again guys, thanks for watching. Remember to go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/Redemption Gaming. You can find us there. More willing to join us. We have plenty of other groups. We have got, you know, League of Legends teams, Dota teams. We've got a couple of people with FIFA. So yeah, very active group. Feel free to like us, come and watch, and hopefully there'll be more videos like this in the future. And thanks everyone for watching.